Hello, and welcome to this video on binning, where you can group numeric data values to plot the frequency distribution of values in your data. Bins are a standard data analysis technique. With bins, you group number values in continuous increments that you control. This lets you summarize large amounts of data across measures and lets you analyze trends and quickly identify outliers. Data binning also lets you view your data as part of a larger group, displaying ranges of that data in manageable visible bins. You can use bins to create a value distribution used for comparative purposes, or as the basis for a histogram. For example, you might want to analyze cost of goods sold against discount to understand how discounts impact the cost of goods. First, you add the discount measure to the vertical bucket. These values will be used as a guide for the comparative grouped content in the bin. If you apply a bin width value of 250 to the cost of goods measure, your data values will be grouped into ranges of 250. For example, 0 to 250, 250 to 500, and 500 to 750. Finally, you add the new dimension, which is automatically generated by the bin process, to your chart. Your chart now displays the binned values against the discount measure. This example shows that there is a direct correlation between cost of goods and discount, with the smaller cost of goods values, the 0 to 250 bin, falling into the larger discount ranges. From this example, you can see that the smaller ranges of values for cost of goods apply to the larger discount values. In this case, binning lets you plot the frequency distribution of values in your data. To begin, sign into WebFocus Designer and create a chart. Select the data source, then select a measure field and add it to the vertical bucket. You can also double-click the field to add it to the chart. If you want to use binning to create a histogram, leave the vertical stacked bar chart type selected. Right-click any numeric measure field, for example revenue, select bin values from the shortcut menu, and apply an appropriate bin width. For this revenue measure, let's use a bin width of 1000. The new bin field is created as a dimension. Drag the new bin field under the dimensions to the horizontal bucket, and also drag the root field, revenue, to the vertical bucket. As you can see, you now have a frequency distribution of values for revenue. To edit a bin, right-click the bin field that was created under Dimensions and select Edit Bin Values. Let's change the bin width size to 500 and click OK. Now we have a distribution in bins of 500. You can also edit an existing bin from a bucket. Once you have placed a bin in a bucket, right-click it and select Edit Bin Values to change the parameters of the bin. This gives you flexibility when working with bins, so you can edit and work with the bin directly from the bucket. This feature makes it easy to change the definitions of your bin and immediately see the effect on how your data is presented in the chart. If you want to use binning to apply a frequency distribution to use for correlation to another measure, right-click a different numeric measure field, for example cost of goods, click Bin Values, and accept the default value for bin width, which is 100. Click OK to generate the bins and drag the bin1 field that is generated and placed in the relevant dimension group on the Field tab into the horizontal bucket. Drag a different measure field, such as discount, into the vertical bucket. Any new calculated field that is created when you configure a bin can be used across different chart types. They can also work well across multiple measures. As you can see, bins are a great way to see group numeric data values, giving you a look at the frequency distribution of values in your data. Whether you want to see trends for age and gross profit, or find outliers in your data, binning can provide the structure to your data so that you can make quick decisions. To learn more, visit the WebFocus knowledge base, where you can search all technical topics and videos.